Alright, welcome back to Kunado Chronicles. After I arrive in the classroom, I look around to see who's present! The others. Arihime, Ari, and Tsubame. Fuita and the king are missing. Fuita was out there patrolling last night, so he must be asleep. That means the king must have the day patrol. Morning, everyone. Nice to see you here at school, Tsubame.
おはようござい
Very
ます。
nice.
本当はもっと出たいんだけど、しばらくソメさんと赤ちゃんが心配だったからね。
How's Summer doing?
昨日ちゃんと休んでなかったから、今日はお布団に縛り付けてきた。
That's just a metaphor, right?
ちゃんとしっかり縛ってきたよ。見張りもつけてある。
No metaphor, just the facts. Well, whatever. I'm used to this by now.
あら、リーさん。おはようございます。
Harima gives me a very theatrical greeting, just waiting for the moment to strike. He hasn't forgotten about that yet. The dead. Morning, fake sister. I given up trying to make sense of things and just reply.
なんです？兄さん。冬人様はいないようですが。
Shigeru Bro just arrived. Yuri looks around in surprise.
昨日シンと約束したのです。私を妹にすると。は？
Yep, that means Yuri, you must marry me.
おー、すごーい。
I can no longer marry Harime because we're siblings. Expected Yuri's reaction, but I is a bit more from left field.
やっぱりしお兄ちゃんと春姫ちゃんも兄弟だったんだね。新しい言霊使いの血筋が急に現れるなんて変だと思ってた。
No, this body at base sound comes from 1,000 years ago.
つまり春姫ちゃんも1000歳。
どうしてそうなるんですか？私は化け物ですか？
Could be.
実際のところ化け物と評価可能な存在でしょう。
Then, the bells ring out through the Kanto morning. 9 times. 9 o'clock.
授業の時間ですね。おしゃべりは後ほど。
It's a nation that sticks to the rules, so everyone falls silent even in the middle of some juicy gossip.
今日の先生は私です。とはいえ、経済や喫茶店についてのことなので、最終的な決定はシンにお任せします。
I've given it some thought. Just simple stuff. But before we get into that, I heard the money is ready. I want to see the first count of money for myself.
今回のお金はお試し用なので、それほど複雑な衣装ではありません。
Harime takes out a number of pieces of paper from her sleeves and passes them around. Anyone is eager to get a look. The rectangular shape and size of the paper is similar to the bills from the past. But every else has been simply stamped on there with a woodblock print. The design has a large number 1 in the middle, with Haruhime's signature at the side, and then some artistic wavy lines. It looks more like those paper charms used by Japanese priests to send money. I turn it over to see the back is blank.
裏にはこれから話をするはずの喫茶店でのお金の使い方を書いておく予定です。
What is the explanation on the bills themselves? I didn't think of that. Smart. If the money and the instructions are provided together, it will save a lot of time.
今なら私も文字を読めない人に書かれていることを教えてあげることができますね。
Yuri looks happily at the paper too.
想定していた以上にチープなデザインですね。これなら手先の器用なものは偽造に挑戦するかもしれません。
It would be best if no one attempted that. It's strong. but I'm hoping someone does.
この1ってのが1回分ってことだよね。
I asks with a slightly serious look on her face.
そうなります。将来的には全てのものにそれぞれの価値に合わせた数字が与えられ、その数字分のお金と交換されるようになるはずです。
Yeah. Once we prepare to finalize money, we will need notes worth 50, 100, and other values.
お姉ちゃんに計算できるかな。
It's better. It seems Aya's concerns lie with her sister.
計算ができない人もいそうだけど、あ、だから学校とセットなんだ。
Yeah.
なるほど。文字と計算。掛け算も勉強しないと。
Yuri doesn't sound too confident about at least one of them. Next chance we have, I'll teach her some of that too. We'll all be introducing proper money once the school has taken off. The cafe is just practice for how to use it.
問題もいろいろと出てくるでしょうが、改善していきましょう。
そういうところは能力とか戦闘訓練と変わらないかな。
Canada doesn't have an economy or currency. The degree rules shouldn't prove too hard to learn.
で、お兄様、お金はこれで大丈夫ですか？
Do you really need to add the dear to it?
どの呼び方がしっくりくるか試しています。
Whatever. Well, this looks fine for cafe money.
わかりました。問題がなければ何枚作ります？数がわかれば紙の祭壇までは先に手配しておきます。
Harihime acts as quickly as ever. I think we want 3 per person. So if there are 800 people in Kanto, that's 2,400 bells.
何か根拠のある数字ですか？
Learning about money is one thing, but the cafe itself only has a certain capacity. If we allow 100 people in per day,
紙幣2400枚で24日分。1ヶ月ほどの期間をかけて様子を見るということです。
妥当なところですね。
Yuri, is that good with you? Yuri looks back in bewilderment at my question.
え、私ですか？
You and I will be the ones actually running the cafe, boots on the ground.
ああ、そうか。100人できますか？
She still doesn't get it. I can't blame her. I don't quite have a feeling for it yet either. But I think we can provide a fixed menu of drinks and meals for 100 people for about 2 or 3 hours at lunchtime. We have other things to do as well, so the cafe will only operate at lunchtime.
はあ。では、今回のお金は2400枚ということですね。
すみません。最終的には3000枚でお願いします。
You would deliver this information, although we discussed it together beforehand.
600枚も余分に作るのはさすがに手間になりますが。
Harihime looks somewhat perplexed. I know, but I want all the swords still in Kanto, including myself, to receive an additional 100 each.
葵たちはその100枚でお菓子を食べていいの？
No, actually, we do be giving them out to people who are working hard for others and doing good in the community.
報奨ですか。
Harihime nods at my words.
みんなそれぞれ頑張ってくれていますが、報奨をもらえるものともらえないものが出ますね。
Yuri comes from the rank and file, so this sounds conflicting for her. Inequality is a fact of life, so we use the authority of the swords to prevent complaints about the additional money.
それも実験ですか。
Harihime is sizing up this new development. Even if not in full, she understands the issues here. The clear division of those willing to play by the rules, and those who aren't. People try to hold others back in order to get ahead. Crimes such as theft. We're opening ourselves up to all sorts of possibilities. I've also been worrying about these points of establishing an economy. A tangible example of Haruhime's concerns about disputes among humans starting once cattle begins to develop. That's why we need this experiment. Under controlled conditions.
懐かしい話だな。今日はさすがにお姉ちゃんがいたら大変だったかも。
あかねちゃんなら絶対よくわからないから殴って解決とか言いそう。
言いそうですね。
The ruler of Kanto gives a heartfelt sigh.
喫茶店の前に8軒を立たせておいて、勝ったら中に入っていいとかにする？
We're not doing that! Where did that idea even come from? I didn't expect the conversation to head in this direction eventually, but it still makes my head hurt when it happens.
休憩ついでに戦闘訓練。
Many people would be taking a break under that system.
しかし、八軒様が直々に訓練してくださるなら、望む人間は多いと思います。
No need to try and defend an idea is so far removed from our objective. Just what do these muscle brains want?
検討すべき残りの要素は喫茶店のメニューですね。
I try that you'll get the discussion back on track. Thank you.
食べ物と飲み物について、真の要望は？
The drink should be tea and the food something sweet. Like rice, dumplings maybe? We need to keep the menu pretty focused for now.
先ほどのオーナーの発言の通り、提供する側の限界もあり、選ぶ側も不慣れな最初は、あえて選択肢を用意しない方が良いでしょう。
それなら、飲み物は緑茶、ほうじ茶、麦茶ですかね。
食べ物はドーナツ！
I had a feeling you'd say that. I gave a wry laugh.
でもドーナツは珍しいものだからみんながお店に来たがるかも。
Good point.
採用。
Narima makes a swift decision just like normal. As someone who understands a currency-based economy, now I just need to fill in some more gaps, making it other things like fishing all in good time.
では、最後に裏面の説明書きをどうするかですね。
Do you reach the final stages of the proposal? I'll have to handle this too. I take out the notes I wrote ahead of time and start to read them out. Assuming we're first going to explain basic use of money, we need to indicate that people can come with the cafe when they aren't working or on a break. The length of time each person can spend in the cafe is 30 minutes at the longest. If there's a queue when they come to the cafe, then they need to join it at the back. We also need a warning that the monies might not be accepted if it's dirty or torn. What do you think? Does that cover it?
そのくらい書いておけば大丈夫ですかね。
Harima nods while thinking. However,
喧嘩したらダメ。揉め事になりそうなら、新お兄ちゃんに言うこと。
Yep, I'll be doing all the spanking to the very naughty ones. I adds a casual comment.
ああ、それは必要ですね。書いておきましょう。
Harima gives a serious nod. Is it really needed? It sounds like you're setting me as some kind of bouncer. If a fight breaks out, I can stab it with the kodama.
平気平気。どうせそういう時は葵とかお姉ちゃんもいるから。
Wait, what will you two be doing?
面白そうだし絶対に見に行く。
まあ、時間があれば私も見学に。
私も一緒に行くかもです。
All the girls in the classroom raised their hands. Putting their cuteness aside,
物見湯さんですね。
yeah, Almost 8 swords in the peanut gallery. The school is one thing, but I wasn't planning on making the cafe into such a big deal.
どのみち、昼間の見回りで、職人街や農地のあたりに、誰か一人はいないといけないわけですしね。
Yeah, true. The cafe is located between those two locations, making it the perfect place to take a break. Yes, we will arrange a nightclub of some sorts, where all the guys will perform sexy dances. Yuri raises her hand just a little. Yeah, she hasn't had much to see so far, and has just been quietly watching.
その喫茶店で休んでいる時、八軒様がいらっしゃるということは、あまり騒がしくしない方がよろしいでしょうか。
As always, an interesting perspective from the average population.
私は別に気にしません。
葵も気にしないよ。
私、大きい声は苦手だけど、みんながお休み中なら、おしゃべりしててもいいと思う。
None of these here today are likely to complain about this. As for the two who are missing, Rita will just stand there laughing, and I can likely be the cause of most of the disturbances.
では、八軒様に話しかけたりしてもいいのですか？
Anybody here? Anyone?
どうです？
The three girls look at each other, but all of them seem to have opposing opinions.
ああ、それはみんな、とても喜びますね。
Yuri is talking to herself, but her voice is excited.
私はいろいろあって、こうして八軒様とお話しさせていただけますが、それはとても嬉しく、貴重な時間だと感じています。その機会を他の者にも与えられる場所というのは、いいことだと思います。
経済の実験を行うというだけでなく、為政者と民衆の接点となる場にする。この観点は考慮していませんでした。
That's good. Maybe the best opinion we've had so far.
あ、はい、どうも。
You're welcome. Yuri is the one who said it, but it doesn't seem to have sunk in for her yet. This means simply having one of the swords around will become a significant merit. It is also likely to provide a more reassuring atmosphere for the customers than just having me, the new guy, around.
そんなに葵たちと話すのが嬉しいのかな？
Yeah, you're the cutest one around here.
私、知らない人とたくさんお話しするの、ちょっと苦手かも。
That would make you the second cutest. Long sword seems to have a lot of things to do that or avoid doing.
では、これは八軒の心がけとして、喫茶店を訪れるときは、できる限り周囲に声をかけるようにしましょう。
気をつけなきゃいけないのは、あかねちゃんかな。
お姉ちゃんだね。
Because she doesn't listen to anyone? Yeah. Ai shakes her head at my joke.
それもあるけど、お姉ちゃんは大人気だから。
Ah.
あの子、私の話はさっぱり聞かないくせに、とにかく面倒見が良くて慕われていますからね。
囲まれるね。
Ah. It's a different kind of concern. Again, it's bubbly and full of life, so I can picture a gaggle of cafe customers around her.
私は春姫様の方が好かれていると思いますが。
Yuri mutters in the background. Moving on. I was worried that the normal cafe would lack impact, but the added value of having the swords visit is something else. That's going to bring people in for reasons other than just food and drink. Maybe a maid cafe? Or even a cat cafe would be a better comparison. But what if we have a nightclub where all these girls perform for all of us? Imagine how many people would get in there. The whole population is gonna bat the value that will help to spread the idea of an economy. Good. The plan is really coming together. It's following the rules I'm aware of, in principle, but having long-time residents of Kanto chipping in helps cover the finer points.
ではお金を3000枚分。それを配るのと店の準備で、そうですね。3日後くらいまでにはなんとか。
That is even faster than I expected.
じゃあ、3日後からやるの？
Yuri and I will need to mentally prepare ourselves. Can you give us a week?
余裕がある分には構いません。
Narime gives a nod and then ends the conversation.
それでは、他に何もなければ、今日の学校はここまでですかね。
はるちゃん、このお金の紙、記念に持って帰ってもいい？
Subaba holds up the first bill she received like it's some kind of precious treasure.
どうぞ。
ありがとう。
思ったより面白くなりそうだね。うん。お姉ちゃんにも説明してこようっと。
With that, Ai leaps out of the classroom, seeking no further permission to leave. Nobody here even bats an eye at her abrupt departure.
1週間後、私がやるんですね。
Yuri gives a sigh, relaxing after listening to it so intently. She still doesn't fully understand what the cafe will entail, feeling the nerves and the pressure. But these are just more obstacles that she will need to overcome. 1 week. That should also be long enough for Soma to make the cafe uniform for Yuri.
なんだか寒気が。
Yuri's instincts are on the ball as always, and she narrows her eyes at me.
私は職人街へ行きますが、誰か一緒に行きますか？
行く。
This as long as there is no big tickable there. Calling out for traveling companions after a lesson feels very school-like.
ツバメはまたソメさんと赤ちゃんの様子見ですか？
2人とももう元気だし、今日一日ソメさんが反省したらもう平気。それよりお金作るところが気になる。
Luxor can't hide her curiosity.
新お兄さんとユーリちゃんも行く？
I've got something else to do today, so I'll take a rain check. As long as we still have those in the future. I reported to Tsubame with a smile.
あら？何か他などありましたっけ？
Harima looks puzzled. I've had an interesting idea, but I don't know if I can pull it off yet. So I need to try some stuff out first. It could be a real surprise for you.
もったいぶりますね。まあ、楽しみにしていましょう。
Thanks. Harima laughs. That's right. She should be looking forward to this.
それではお兄様、ごきげんよう。
失礼します。
Yeah. Longsword gives a bow and the two of them depart. I think the cat got she dropped her deer this time. I look for a moment in the direction my big sister departed then.
キャラには合っているでしょう。
I guess so. It's definitely less embarrassing.
何かまた新しいことをされるのですか？
Oh, Yuri and I are left in the classroom. Her voice has hardened up again, now that we're alone, but at least she's talking to me. Something fun. Did you want to see how the money is made? Sorry if I'm keeping you from that. Her position means she has to stick by my side.
いえ、お金作りはかなり気になりますが、無理に見たいというほどでもありませんので。
We'll be having fun too.
あ、そうだ。それより、春姫様のあの呼び方は何です？私がいない間に何があったんですか？
Yuri derails the conversation with a sudden remembrance. I made a bet with Haruhime and I lost. She's the one who wants to play siblings, not me.
賭けに罰ゲーム。
That's a game.
相変わらず、あなたはよくわからないことをされていますね。
Last night, I fought Haruhime.
は？
Yeah. Yuri's surprise is real this time. I sit down on a nearby desk and gave a shrug. Whispered a little down in the fields. Uita was there to observe. I'm not joking.
え、あなたが一の神や統治者の座を目指してですか？
Fights between the swords can be that rare an occurrence. After all, Haruhime and the twins are always going at it. I guess it would sound like I was challenging her for her throne.
はあ。あなたがそういうものに興味があったとは意外です。
All I wanted was to grasp how strong Haruhime is for myself. I gave a wry laugh.
それでも驚きましたし、素直に感心してしまいました。
Finding the Ishinokami is quite an honor encounter, huh?
まさしく最高の名誉ですね。
Yuri is still surprised by all this and has a perplexed expression on her face.
ちょっと思い出したんですけど、あなたが以前私に好きな食べ物や色などを質問しましたが、その最後の質問が将来の夢があるかというものでしたよね。
You have a good memory?
雑談にしては不思議な質問だったので記憶に残っていたんです。
Talking about your dreams is strange.
カントでそんな夢を語るのはとても小さい子供だけですから。そして大体の子供は8件になると語るもので、私もそういう子供の一人でした。私も8件になるんだって。
Yuri gives a small but confused laugh. In a nation where supernatural powers are the basis for ascending work, there is no freedom in job selection. The only exception to that is becoming a sword.
つまり、ユーリ様の夢も8件に挑むことだったということですか？
Yuri gives a quick nod at Yu's question.
ええ、もちろん子供の頃の夢ですが。だからこそ8件様、その中でも一の神に実際に挑めるというだけで憧れます。それをあなたが本当に驚きました。
Yuri repeats herself, sounding no less impressed.
そういえば春姫様とシン様はお二人とも言霊使いですから、普通の戦いとは異なる様相だったのではないですか？
You really aren't interested.
それはもちろんお話を聞いてみたいです。
She gives me a big smile for a moment.
確かにあなたと親しくしないように不愛想にしていて、こんなことをお願いするのは自分勝手だと思いますが。
No worries. I don't think it's selfish. I shake my head and realize my face is expressionless. I was planning on telling her all this no matter what. If you're so interested though, why don't you fight Haruhime yourself? I take the direct approach.
私？
Yes. Yuri is stunned. Rather than surprised, it's more she's unable to process what I just said. I wait. After a few seconds, Yuri's expression twists.
何を言っているのですか？
You heard me. Would you like to try fighting Haruhime? Oh, and I don't mean just for show. Just to be clear, I've got a plan that can help you win. So are you interested in fighting and beating her?
ふざけないでください。
Yuri's really mad. Hi. She places her hand on the nearby desk, and, losing control for a moment, I thought she'd tap my head. Smashes the entire thing.
自分が何を言っているのか分かっているのですか？
She's so angry, she hasn't even noticed the desk yet. Of course I do. I'm kind of fixated at the remains of the desk. That could be me in a few minutes, or less. Yuri's a fast worker. I'm not going to argue with your thinking, Yuri. That leaving weak bloodlines behind is a bad thing for Kanto. I've talked with you and Soma about this, and I see how naive my thinking was.
それと私が春姫様と戦うなんてことがどう関係しているのですか？
Yuri still has a thunderclown frown on her face. Instead, I'm going to resolve your misunderstanding about being weak. If you defeat Haruhime, you won't be able to play that tune to anyone. I finished my explanation, but the thunderclowns don't clear. She's thinking about it and trying to push through the logic a bit, but her head has to be full of pure denial. I give a light wave with my hand. No need to take this so seriously. Honestly, I'm not expecting to convince you with my words.
説得する気がない。
Yuri misses my meaning there too. I mean, I'll convince you in a different way, but you won't want to be in uniform for it. So go get changed and then come meet me in the courtyard. I point out in the garden where I'll be waiting. She hesitates. Without another word, I head to my room to get changed. Whether she's planning on following me outside or not. What? You heard me. When I emerge again and make for the courtyard, I'm ready to move in my looser Japanese-style getup. Stepping out from the shelter of the roof exposes me to the powerful summer sun. It's hot again today. Fuck. The temperature might not be too high, but the wind coming from the ocean to the south is making things really humid. This is one hot summer. And yet the cherry blossoms look so beautiful as they fall. Cherries in the summer, huh? My eyes have adjusted to the size I've counted by now. But this is a fine example of the contradictions at the heart of this nation. The heart of contradictions. A place I'm familiar with. Okay then. I turn around to see Yuri coming to join me. Beautiful and serious as ever, she hasn't kept me waiting long. She must have followed me right out of the room, gone home to change, and come straight here. I made a promise. The words come without me thinking about them. I promise to join hands with all of you and bring hope and happiness into this world. That's why I'm going to become your enemy. The enemy of everyone. Which means you too, Yuri.
わざわざ外に出て、一体何をするつもりですか？
Well, I mean, it is beautiful outside right now. Yuri's expression is still harsh. Actually, it's already beautiful. The air is not polluted. Cars are not making any noises. It's beautiful scenery. I tilt my head with a similar expression on my face. I've been beating around the bush, but there's no need to keep beating down. I'm going to ask you a single question. My final question. If this doesn't work out, I'll give up. But the answer to this question isn't a verbal one. You have to use your body.
行動。
I doubt a fighting stance says Yuri matters to herself. I have both arms up in a defensive position. My strongest guarding stance, which I also used when fighting Haruhime.
殴れということですか？
In a sense, pretty easy question, huh? I'm not going to dodge you, and if you can't defeat me like this, then there is no hope for anything beyond that. Alongside Yuri's willingness to participate, this is the final thing I need to check. If Yuri's attack power isn't sufficient to defeat Haruhime's basic defenses, it won't matter what strategy we take.
私の力を証明するために春姫様に挑む。さらにそのためにあなたを殴る。こんなのめちゃくちゃです。やる理由がありません。
Yuri gives a sigh. She doesn't look ready to punch me. Quite a change from earlier. Yes, it does.
もういい加減にしませんか？しつこすぎます。
This is the last thing.
最後でも何でも私にあなたを殴る気などありません。
No need to talk about it. Act. I keep my stance up. That's how you do things in Kanto. You talk with your fists.
これが最後で一度でも殴りつければ あなたは諦めるんですね。
Yuri mutters more to herself while looking at her hand. She forms a fist, a good start, but doesn't seem to be putting much power behind it.
じゃあ、やります。やると決めたので、もう聞く必要もありませんが、最後の質問とは何です？
Yuri asks me. I had something planned for this moment. Something really cool. But after hearing what Yuri said in the classroom, I made some rewrites. Yuri, right now, even as we bigger like this, there is a girl watching us. Yuri turns her head, looking to the side. I see imagining a girl standing there. A young girl with a fox mask that barely fits, scrawny limbs, and no idea what she'll become yet. She doesn't understand the difficult stuff we're talking about. Doing things for Kanta, or for your comrades, or for someone you love. Those concepts mean nothing to her. She only believes one thing, with all her heart, that she'll become a sword one day. That's her dream. Have we grown into people who can't make one girl's dream come true? Is that who we are? Can I break my question full circle? This time my words have a definite impact on her. She looks away from me again. My imaginary girl is right there in front of her eyes. I'm sure of it. Small tiny Yuri. There is the former self sitting there looking at her present self.
私も8件になるんだ。
She'll share that dream with anyone without any hesitation. How would you reply? Yuri takes a step back.
私。
She's shaken. It's working. Regardless of reasons to the contrary, she can't deny the dreams of a child. You don't have the talent. The world doesn't work that way. Your competition is too strong for you. It's not easy to drop such truth bombs on a child. Or maybe it's too easy. In any case, this is the final line she has to cross. Whether she's willing to fight on, regardless of what others say. Physical enchantment, reduced impact. I keep my guard up while adding some basic defenses.
私、
Yuri is struggling, gritting her teeth and clenching her fists. That's the question here. Just how strong is she? She may say she's given up. That may seem the logical choice. But all her pent-up wishes for a different future are bunched up in that fist. Yuri. Panic slides over her face for a moment, as though she forgot that I'm here. The true power of the Kodama lies in a heart that has faith in everything in this world. Haruhime saying that to me was a defining moment. Now I come to believe it for myself. I believe in you. Yuri holds her breath for a moment. She's confused, unsure of what to do. But that's okay. She now takes one step back, then holds her ground. That step back will provide the power to spring forward. Yuri doesn't need to talk anymore either. She looks down at her own clenched fist. Then she looks back at... No. Then she looks back up at me. She's hot, sweaty, with tears in her eyes, her pupils wavering with hesitation. Don't you say that you're being turned on by this? But she's definitely fixed on me now. There she comes.
行きます。
Yuri swings her fist. An uppercut rising from a position at her waist directly up towards me. She knows I'm not going to avoid it, so it's just a big, obvious attack. My spine shatters. Unlike Haruhime's slender arm, this is a powerful physical attack. We aren't playing around. This strike carries all of our pent-up emotions. I'm scared. This is going to hurt. I recall the pain of the techie blowing up my arm. I want to run away. I really do. I feel my legs shaking. Well, I clench my teeth and stamp down. Immediately after the impact, something clicks inside my head. The trigger of my rampaging logic. My body is more frightened of this than I was of Haruhime. If you don't want to die, give me control. Click, click. All bank of switches are being clicked one after the other inside my head. But I stopped the final switch from being switched. Silence, Techie. This is a fight for humans.
信じてるかどうかなんてどうでもいい
Yuri roars out. A rough, unpolished shout. And then she charges. And then she's right in my face. I get a close-up. Gritted teeth, dripping sweat, contorted strain. God, she's so beautiful. She's so human. I love humanity. I love Yuri. Thoughts that should have no place in the battlefield race and impended through my mind. She might be weak in terms of powers, but she's honed herself to an edge in training. Even after reality set in for her, after she realized she'd never be a sword, she never stopped forging her body into something that only ever got sharper. Serious, diligent, those words don't cover it. And now her bullheaded, stubborn as well. She knows that her powers are weak. She puts her face up anyway. She grits her teeth. She charges forward. Hi. Honey, Yuri, yeah. Anyways, back to focusing. Another blow falls like a hammer. Haruhime, Keen, and Aoi enjoying the blessings of the heavens. But Yuri has to beat her mortal body into shape. Blow after blow. Time after time. Each blow barely matters. Barely makes her harder. Blow after blow after blow after blow after blow after blow after blow. She forges herself to a point. Where does it end? Somewhere, a little girl is watching. Watching us? Watching your future? Watching your fists? Show her your dream. Show her your words. Raise your fist high to the sun. And Yuri brings her fist crashing into my guard, along with all the dreams of a girl in a mask. Rather than being punched, it's more like having a grenade exploding right next to me. Whee. Transcending pain, I lose all sensation of flesh and bone. I am mitigating the effects using the kodama, but I'm unable to keep my footing for a moment, and I am lifted up from the ground. I can't block it. I can't block Yuri's feelings. The weight of the dreams of a single young girl. This will be more than enough. Well, there is one problem. One thing I forgot to concern myself with. My own safety. The safety of a punching bag. What if Yuri's punch proves to be too powerful? The moment I start to consider that possibility, the impact from my crossed arms tenders through my brain. I have one last thought before I pass out. I need to stop doing crazy shit like this! I'm proud of you, Yuri. Now then, how long have we been past?
おはようございます。
Thanks. How long was I out? I haven't opened my eyes yet, but you senses my awakening and speaks. Morning. I wake up looking at the now familiar ceiling of my room. Another good night's sleep.
皮肉を検知しました。
I'm sure you do. I just got knocked out again! I sat up while shaking my head. Yuri must have carried me in here, but there's no one else in my room at the moment.
正確な報告ですが、気絶中に身体ダメージは修復され、途中から快眠されていました。
They really broke the mold with me. The Mal mold.
皮肉を検知しました。
Yeah. Okay, enough of that. How much damage did Yuri's attack cause? Yeah. I shake my arms while I ask.
重傷は両腕の粉砕骨折と両肩の脱臼、肋骨3本の骨折と内臓や筋肉の損傷だけです。言霊での衝撃緩和がなければ、頭蓋骨もやられていたかもしれません。
Oh, is that all?
不意をつけば、春姫様にも十分通用するでしょう。
また寝起きから仕事の話を始めるとは、どうやら病気は治っていないようですね。
Hey, Yuri. I hear the heavy thud as Yuri speaks. Wait, was this here before? I'm gonna quickly check. I don't wanna feel too stupid. Yep, it was always there. It's just for some reason my brain didn't register the table, chair, and thing. But there's here I have it that as Yuri speaks. And that's her putting down her water jug.
特にやることがないので、水をすべて新しいものに変えておきました。
Thanks.
感謝はいりません。
Yuri's face is fixed and stiff. I wonder if she's angry about my fight with Haruhime or something else. Then she speaks again.
そんな悪いことをして怒られる子供みたいな顔をしないでください。
Yuri's expression melts away like ice into water. I'm relieved. Then I realize she's treating me like a kid. I frown. I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm not a child.
2、3週間前に生まれたばかりでしょ？
確かに。
Yes, I'm a baby born. Whose side are you on?
私はいつでもオーナーの味方です。
Now I'm detecting a sarcasm. This cheeky bracelet.
朝食をお持ちしますか？
No, I'm not hungry.
食欲がないのは嫌内臓を痛めたからではないですか？
Yuri seems concerned about having punched me. No, my body's all fixed. I just woke up, so I guess I'm not feeling it yet. I make light of it, but my desire to eat has definitely been on the decline. Harima is always stuffing your face, so this isn't some basic of being a Katadama user. It has to be the techie side of things. Those vibrations, or something else, might be providing me energy, earth, and food. What happened while I was knocked out? Yuri suddenly clears her throat. That sounds extremely unnatural to me. Bracelet, do you have an info?
ああ、ええ。
Even you is reacting strangely? What's going on?
寝ていた時のことなどどうでもいいじゃないですか。それより、私は春姫様と戦うと決めました。
Yuri's expression turns up and she gives a nod. I am still curious what happened, but that's nice to hear. Oh, that's good.
そうなんだって。あれだけしつこかったのに反応が淡白ですね。
I don't need you to tell me about your resolve. I already felt it. I shake my arms with a laugh.
それより、どうやって春姫様に勝つというのですか？
Yuri has decided to fight, but it sounds like she still can't believe she can win.
ユウさんに尋ねても、オーナーであるあなたが目覚めてから説明するの一点張りでしたが。
Hang on. I raise a hand and stop Yuri. This is a sensitive subject. We'd do better not discuss this here where other people could be around.
あ、そうですね。
Yuri understands my meaning at once. looking left and right. If someone heard she was planning to fight Haruhime, that would cause quite a commotion. We don't want anyone hearing the details of our plan either. If we're going to discuss this, how about we go somewhere open that's also deserted in the daytime?
また河原ですね。
We both moved to leave the room.
どうせなら水着が欲しいところです。
You throws out a wisecrack, but I stopped dead in my tracks. Say, Yuri, what do you wear when you go swimming in Kanto?
泳ぐときは着るんじゃなくて脱ぐんですよ。裸か、恥ずかしければ下着です。
Yuri gives an offhanded reply and leaves. Poggers. Once we're done with this, we're going to hang out by the river some more.
オーナーはそんなことを言っておいて、実際の行動に移す確率は高くありません。
More sarcasm?
事実です。
They arrive at the river again.
なぜ、ただ部屋を出てきただけで、打ちひしがれているのですか？
I blame the sun. Yuri tilts her head with me staggering along behind her. I was thinking, why don't we just take a swim today? I can put my head in your lap again. Yeah.
いろいろと申し訳ありませんが、遊んでる暇はありません。私を焚きつけたのはあなたです。
For what? The lap or the swimming?
春姫様に勝つなどという無茶が通らないうちは、あなたの言ったことをすべて認めたわけではありません。
Yuri gives me a snort. Rather than being angry or dismissive, she's reached a point of just temporarily seeing this thing through. Finding this childish side to her, I smile a little.
ところで、なんですけど。
What?
あなたは春姫様に勝てると言いましたが、それならあなたがもう一度挑めばいいのではないですか？
I don't have any reason to. I give a wry laugh while looking at my own fist. It doesn't hold anything close to the same level of emotions as Yuri's.
私は。
Stop right there. You agreed to do this, so no complaining now. Stay away from the same loop of pointless questions. I said the same thing to Yuri that I used on you before my fight with Haruhime.
そうですね。腹をくくります。
Yuri takes a deep breath, giving a nod.
それなら最初に私が春姫様と戦うと言っても、言霊への対策をしなければ勝負にもなりませんが。
I'll apply the kodama to you before you start, so you don't hear the things she says as commands. Same trick I used when I fought her in the garden that time.
結局あなたの力を借りるのですか？
If you think that's cowardly, you could just plug up your ears.
いいえ、あなたの言霊を受け入れます。さすがに最低限の準備が必要なことは理解していますから。
Yuri sweeps her concerns aside, her expression tightening up.
改めて、どうすれば私が春姫様とまともに戦えるというのですか？
You'll be surprised when you hear this. It's super simple. I'll stroke the bracelet, letting you begin the explanation of the plan we came up with together.
まず、まともな戦闘は行いません。春姫様を正面から迎え撃っても、数秒でやられます。
私では相手になりませんか？
ご安心ください。オーナーも1分以内に敗北しました。
That hurts, you know. That really hurts. I need to expose me like that. That's just the kind of data I fought her in order to obtain, but it still hurts to hear. It hurts so bad.
作戦の要点は、いかに春姫様とまともに戦わず、不意をつくかになります。具体的に、いくつかのアイデアをご用意しました。
アイデアなどというだけなら簡単ですが。
オーナーは手法が単純と言ったのであって、達成が容易であるとは言っていません。
Yuri pouts. So cute. You need to change your awareness. Feeling Haruhime isn't about how you fight her. It's about how closely you can execute our plan.
作戦通りに物事を遂行するですか。
個人の強さではなく、戦術、軍事行動における強さですね。
何ですかそれ。
Those are the strengths that Kanto need to acquire, moving forward. There is no denying that the strength of each individual is important, but an individual can't defeat an organized group. It doesn't matter if they're powered or otherwise. To paint an extreme picture, it doesn't matter how powerful Haruhime is. She can't handle both sides of a pincer attack from long range.
全体の流れとして、理想は超短期決戦。不意をついた一撃で終わらせられればベストです。それが失敗した場合、以降の戦闘は、ある一つの目的を達成するためだけに行動することを推奨します。
Only two things to think about. Easy, right?
一つの目的とは。
Yuri doesn't play along with my casual tone. To drag Haruhime onto a battlefield where she can't fight properly.
そんな場所があるんですか？
Yuri is understandably surprised. I originally thought a Katadama user at Haruhime's level could fight anywhere, and I'm sure everyone in Kanto feels the same. But that concept is only supported by the very presence of the Katadama power. In which case, we remove that from the equation completely. There. A point of the battlefield Yuri should be aiming for.
あそこ？どこです？
Yuri nods her eyes, looking around for what arrow I'm pointing to.
川の真ん中を指さしているようにしか見えませんが、その先のどこかですか？
Nope, that's right where I'm pointing at.
え？あ、そうか。
Never? Yuri finally catches on.
川。水の中では言霊が使えないんですね。
You got it. That's right. I circled my fingers, still pointing at the water.
言霊使い打倒の最適解。水中戦です。
Hey, I thought we agreed I was going to say that line. Of course, some have probably considered this tactic for defeating Genichi no Kami. It was Katadama user in the past, but I'm sure they all backed off. Everything in Kanto is based around the existence of the Teki, meaning humans instinctively avoid water. Okay then. I realized it when we were at the beach with the twins. Katadama users can't function underwater.
春姫様を水中に引きずり込めれば、少なくとも新たに言霊が使われることはないんですね。
Yuri started to sound excited about the prospect.
それだけでなく、水中という環境でこそ、ユーリ様の能力を最大限に活かすことができます。
私の力？ただの怪力を？
言霊に限らず、何らかのエネルギーを発生させる能力のほとんどは、水中では本来の力を発揮できません。
That's another reason why the power to avoid water like a god. Which, by which I mean a cat. Even if they use an aesthetic badge to seal up the Katadama, it's pointless if they also can't use their own powers.
しかし、ユーリ様のただの怪力は、その単純さゆえに、水中でも問題なく力を発揮できます。
If you can't get her into the water with you, Haruhime will be nothing but a baby seal in your arms.
締め落とすのがいいかもしれませんね。
Yuri nods with a serious expression. This breaks our plan of attack down into two phases. The initial surprise attack, and then the underwater battle.
さらなる模索もオーナーと行っておりますが、おそらく2つの策を追求する方が勝率は高くなると推測します。
そうですね。私にとってはやれることが2つもあるだけで十分すぎます。まったく驚きました。
Yuri looks up at the sky, her eyes distant.
私でも勝ち筋があるというだけで驚愕に値します。
She can finally see a way to victory, even if it's only a crack of light. Fighting mindlessly or actually having a plan in mind are like night and day.
でも 私の夢の中では、無策でも、春姫様と割と良い勝負をしていたのですが、
I was flying using lasers. And then bam, I defeated her. You drive a hard bargain, Yuri. She sounds like a school kid dreaming about being a superhero, and that's cute. Well, you always power yourself up a little in your head. Well, you know the basics. Now it's time to get down to brass tacks in this. Everything up to this point has been pure theory. Just to be clear, the plan for actually dragging Karuhime underwater is still being considered. We're also trying to decide where the fight should take place.
ユーリ様の方でも良いアイデアがあればお伝えください。
はい。
Shana's clearly thinking about it already.
そうなると、最初に言っていた、不意をついて一撃を入れる方は具体的な策があるんですね。
We do, but that's not something you have to worry about. Not specifically.
また妙なことを言いますね。
Yuri seems to have got used to this by now and just shakes her head.
春姫様とユーリ様の速度差を考えますと、能動的な対処、例えばカウンターもフェイントも成立しないからです。
Even if she falls for it, you still won't be able to follow up in time.
なんとなく、あなたやユウさんの考え方が分かってきました。
Yuri sounds like she's enjoying this process.
私が何かをするのではなく、春姫様に失敗してもらうんですね。今回の場合なら、春姫様の最初の攻撃を失敗させる。
Bingo! You catch on quick. Yuri isn't what I do call flexible, but she's also serious and studious.
オーナーとの協議の結果、落とし穴を用意するのが良いと判断しました。
落とし穴って、あの落とし穴ですか？
あの落とし穴です。
Yep, a trap. That's a pit.
その落とし穴です。
Yep, a pit. That's a trap. A pit. That's a trap. That's a pit.
言葉遊びはいいですから。
You started it. She gives a sigh even as she shuts us down. I had plenty left in the tank on that one. We should take our act on the road. For the sake of developing the culture of kanta, of course.
ユーモアは大事です。
私の戦いはお笑いでもユーモアでもありません。
Yuri's tone is firm and her face is bright red. Okay. Well, when we say pit trap, we're not talking about her falling into a massive hole in the ground. Something small to make her lose her balance.
そんな小さなものを都合よく踏んでもらえますか？
That's a perfectly legit question, but we worked that one out too.
今回の戦いの初動だけは、ほぼ確実と言える精度で想定できています。
If you don't move, just stay still. Haruhime will come right for you. And then, I close in with Yuri, step onto my left foot, and extend my right fist towards the center of her body. She will adopt this line of attack.
そうですね。
Yuri gives a serious nod. Yuri respects the ruler, which is why she believes that Haruhime will come right for her. In other words, if we know Haruhime's height, stride, her lead arm, and arm length, then we can work out where her feet will be. Based on where Yuri stands to start with, we can control the position of Haruhime's first attack.
落とし穴のような原始的な罠は、どれだけ速度があったとしても、加速した当人が踏み抜くので、効果が見込めます。
なおかつ、私の目の前で春姫様の体勢が崩れるなら、攻防一体になりますね。
Yuri gets it? Disrupting the first thing Haruhime does will allow Yuri to shift to the attack. She avoids the arm I have thrust towards her, and replies by placed her own right fist against my chest.
こうですね。
If you can penetrate her defenses, one attack could end it. Things might not go too well, but I've already confirmed for myself that she can do severe damage even with my defenses raised.
この作戦の成功のために、ユーリ様には、オーナーを仮想春姫様として、加速状態で迫ってくる相手に、慣れる訓練を推奨します。
わかりました。
Yuri nods, but then tilts her head.
てっきり何かすごい特訓をするのかと思っていましたが、それだけでいいのですね。
すべきことを実現可能なそれだけに限定することが戦術の意義になります。
そうですね。これがどうやって戦うかより、いかに作戦通りに物事を遂行するかですか。
Yuri has observed everything we've been teaching her. Then she furrows her brow.
もしかしたらなんですが、
Yeah? Yes?
このような作戦で私が春姫様と戦えるなら、他の者ならもっと楽に戦えてしまうのではないですか？これは私が戦うのが嫌とかそういうこととは違うんです。他の者というのも一人ではなくもっと多くの、
Yuri frowns harder, not really able to explain herself. I get what you're trying to say. I pick up her thought and run with it. Now you've seen a way in which one of the swords could actually be defeated. It's unsettling you.
もう少し説明をお願いします。
She isn't scared or ashamed of my observation. Just asks more, for more. The swords are special. They can defeat the techie, and could likely take 10, 20 human opponents head on. But with tactics like this, the possibility arises for just a small number to shut them down and kill them.
オーナーであれば、無策の相手に囲まれても、眠れ、などの言霊の一声で終わりますが、耳栓をされるだけで危険を冒して一人ずつ倒して回らないといけないということです。
なるほど、そうなりますね。
Which means 8 swords, guardians of Kanta, are invisible after all. Aren't invisible after all.
そうなんです。なんだかそれに気づいたら怖くなってしまって。
Yuri gives a shudder as though she's feeling cold.
そんなことは当たり前だと分かっているのに、どうしてか怖いんです。
ユーリ様の懸念をより正確にご説明しましょうか。
ユウさんにもわかるんですか？
Yuri nods, wanting to hear more.
教育と経済の普及を進め、関東の住人が個人の意思を獲得した場合、8県に逆らうものが出るかもしれません。個人の夢と希望のために8県を失墜させようと真剣に考える者たちが、そういう人間たちにとってまさしくこの戦術が武器になり得ることをユーリ様は理解されたのでしょう。
Yuri accepts Yu's explanation without talking back. The doubt of the guardians of Kanta being defeated. She's feeling that terror for herself. The kind of fighting that wouldn't be a sudden accident or a fight for honor. In the past, many kings and heroes who were seen as mythical figures were killed by simple poison.
そうであるなら、
Yeah.
学校での授業や経済、戦術などの考え方は、むやみに関東に広げない方が良いのではありませんか？
Yuri suggests one possible solution. She isn't giving up, but just comparing the advantages and disadvantages and sharing one idea as a result. The very reason Canada has survived for more than 100 years is because of its staunch resistance to change. I understand where you're coming from, Yuri. It's the same reason I was hesitant to spread economics. But after giving it more thought, the biggest problem comes from outside Kanto.
外？
Yuri's perplexed for a moment and then comes up with her own idea.
そうか。関東の外に生き残っている人たちがいて、争いになった時、相手が先ほどのような戦術を持っているかもしれないんですね。
It's unfortunate but true. We can halt progress for the sake of our stability, but we can't stop time in the outside world. Japan closed itself off for 300 years, but that peace was shattered by the arrival of the black ships and modern firearms. The cost of that peacetime was the internal struggle that led to the Meiji Restoration.
同程度の数と質の外部集団があったとき、相手の方が進歩してしまっていたら、今の関東では対応できないでしょう。
Fighting in Kanto is focused entirely on defeating Teki. If they had to fight a well-trained army specialized in human warfare, it would be a disaster. Even if their opponents were empowered. Even if the powered up Kanto were like fabled gods or demons from legend, humans would find a way to defeat them.
春姫様もあなたも物事を考えすぎなくらい考えていますね。
Yuri gives a pretty sexy sag.
私では頭が熱くなってきてしまいます。
I'm sure Haruhime is thinking about Kanto a lot more than I am. I look at what I presume is the direction of the palace with a wry laugh. She's the one who feels most keenly that Kanto can't stay this way. But she's also the ruler of this country. She sticks to what has worked in the past to keep things stable. The reason she accepts my plans so readily is because they keep the swords in place, and I'm trying to rip the whole establishment down. Although it must be hard on her.
オーナーとの戦いの前にも、彼女は統治者の座に興味はなく、他に適任者がいれば負けてもいいとおっしゃっていましたね。
春姫様がそんなことを。
I turn a smile on Yuri's sad expression, trying to keep her from worrying too much. Which is why you challenge a girl like this is for her own good too.
春姫様を倒すことが春姫様のためになるですか。
Yuri listens intently. I nod. All these issues we've been discussing and the dangers of relying on the source too much can't be imparted with words.
ユーリ様がそうであったように。
そうですね。戦術という新しい考え方が良いものだとしても、それで8県でもない誰かが春姫様に挑むなどと聞いたら困惑するでしょう。当事者でなければ私も眉をしかめるだけでしょうね。
Then Yuri shakes her hand.
なるほど。それも言葉で納得させられないなら実際にやってみせろということですね。最底辺の能力者である私が春姫様に勝てば誰もが変化することの有用性を認めるしかない。そうなれば春姫様の負担を減らして差し上げることができるのですね。
That's right. Of course, the main purpose of this battle is for you to realize your own dream, Yuri. I make sure that point is clear?
ええ、はい、どうも。
No problem. Yuri scratches at her nose, embarrassed.
さて、それだけ意義のあることなら、私は私で精一杯やるだけですね。
She stretches her back, then clenches her fists to show her resolve.
先ほど言っていた、神様を春姫様に見立てた訓練を始めましょうか。
Huh? Right away?
何か後回しにするべき理由がありますか？
The baby with you and no wind. Well, need to pick a place for the fight and what you need to do after the first few moves, but that can come later. We want to train somewhere people won't see us, we do have to go out beyond the fields. Or do it here in the daytime. But it's good to see Yuri's on board with this. That's the most important thing. Okay then, I'm game. Yuri, stand there. I move the stones away from around her feet and make a small divot to act as the pit trap. Yuri looks down at that, expressionless, and then looks up. Yeah?
わざと体勢を崩す必要はありません。そのまま私を殴りに来てください。
I look at Yuri without saying anything. She returns with a light, normal expression on her face.
きちんとした理由があります。まず、最初の作戦が失敗した時の備えとして、加速した相手からの攻撃の痛みを知っておきたいです。無様に一撃で気絶するのは嫌です。
確かに、事前に同程度の痛みを知っていれば、耐えて次につなげられるかもしれません。
You affirms her idea. I'm less eager to do so. も
う一つ、あなたがわざとよろけるのと違い、 実際に春姫様がどう体勢を崩すかはわかりません。
That's fair. Give me a moment. My phone's 10%. Okay. Hopefully it's charging now. I can't tell.
おかしな癖をつけたくはありません。
理性的な判断です。
Are those the only reasons? I can't back down yet, and I know I'm being persistent, but I have to ask.
自分が絶対に安全だと分かっている状況と、実際に殴られる状況では、私の緊張感がまるで違います。
She places a hand on her chest.
あなたが身を賭して思い出させてくれた夢に、私も全力で応えたいです。
The other is covered in sweat, her face ramped, but she still looks absolutely stunning. All sorts of thoughts fill in my head. I can't punch a woman. Powers don't account for gender. Women dictate in Kanto. If this is dangerous, then what does it mean to fight Haruhime? Am I underestimating Yuri's resolve? But in the face of all these feelings, in the face of them all, no complaints. I take a deep breath and then slowly let it out. Okay then. But if it gets too dangerous, I'm only doing this once.
感謝します。
I don't want to deal with the response, so I shake out my hands while stepping quickly away from Yuri. I put about 20 meters between us. Then I take a few more seconds, just to get into the right headspace. I keep my back to Yuri, looking up into the sky, breathing deeply. It's a beautiful summer sky again today.
やめておきますか？
Yu's voice is no different from normal as she asks. Nope. In fact, if you're going to try and stop me, that makes me want to do this even more. Her concern for me seems to be speaking directly to my weakness, giving me more objectivity. Yu has to know what she's doing. Asking that question. I shake my head, pushing away my concerns. Accelerate! I start with some basic Kododama enchantment. When Haruhime fights a human, I doubt she increases the power of her punches. If she killed or crippled one of the most powerful fighters from Kanto, simply for challenging the Ichinokami, it would damage the entire country. No games, no cunning tricks. That said, simply increasing her speed is going to greatly increase the power of the resulting impacts. I look down to see Yuri is already in a fighting stance. She's ready for me. This is Kanto after all. Kill your emotions. Kill your weakness. Attack with a heart of steel. I can definitely do that last one. Without any signal, I run forward. Yuri's hand is tight, and she doesn't have to move, meaning I don't feel the speed difference to start with. Once I'm about halfway towards her, Yuri moves. Her right fist comes forward painfully slowly. It's not exactly frame by frame, but definitely slow motion. She's moving so slowly, I almost suspect this is some kind of trap, that she's holding back. But no, this is the difference in speed between us. It goes beyond just a gap in speed. There's an innate difference in the quality of our movement. I don't feel the need to make any big evasive movements. I escape from the trajectory of her fist by simply turning my upper body. And then, keeping a focus on speed rather than power, I jab my fist into Yuri's jaw. I'm sorry, baby. Her head shudders. But she doesn't go down. It felt like punching a tire. Thick and hard but painfully rubbery. Super strength. Increased muscular power. Allowing her to take a hit like a champ. Even more impressive, when my shot to her face shakes her, she keeps her arm on target. Impressive. Moved about to win the war. She wasn't planning on defending or evading at all. She committed to taking the hit to land her own punch. This has probably always been Yuri's plan to fight someone with enhanced mobility. However, it's still too slow. Keeping my emotions out of it, I attack Yuri's head again, from the left and the right. On the fifth hit, her legs are threatening to break from the force of resisting my strikes. Yuri drops to her knees but continues with her own punch. By the time that happens, I'm already a few steps away from her. And so, the first match ends. Yuri staggers but sounds more impressed than anything. I feel reassured by how well she took the beating.
ユーリ様は相当に頑丈ですね。それとも、オーナーが手を抜いたのですか？
No, I placed the focus on speed, but I didn't pull any punches. I take a breath as I reply. I don't say this out loud, but I also felt that I could have overwhelmed her with a few more hits, even just focused on speed. Then I realized something. My head hurts. I look down to see the skin on the back of my right hand is red, and tingling like it's being jabbed by needles. First time I've ever punched a person. A woman at that. I'm starting to feel guilty. I was ready for this, but it still feels bad. Yuri, are you okay?
はい。ダメージはほとんどありません。ただ、あの速度で攻撃されると、衝撃が鋭くて意識が飛びそうになりますね。
Now I'm that weak even at the highest amount of speed. Yuri gives her head a shake and then suddenly laughs.
真剣にやっていただけたことに感謝します。
What are you laughing for?
あ、私、笑っていますか？
Did I break up your screws by any chance? She doesn't seem to have realized her own feelings on this topic.
こういう実践的な戦闘訓練は久しぶりで、気分がいいですね。しかもそれが、自分が考えてもいなかった強さを手に入れられるかもしれないと思ったら、つい。
I suppose. With that, she really starts to laugh.
頭部を叩きすぎましたかね。
Please don't even joke about that. I considered that Harima would target her jaw and head in order to render her opponent unconscious, but that's not all. I wanted to reduce the number of times I hit her, and it as quickly as possible.
すみません、違うんです。頭がおかしくなったわけではありません。
Yuri continues to smile even as she responds to my casual comment.
気づいたんです。今、私は、八剣様の一の神に挑むために、八の神に鍛えられているんだなって。ああ、本当に夢のような、すごく贅沢で特別なことですね。
I really don't think it's something you should be quite so happy about. I understand where she's coming from, but my reply doesn't sound convinced. Taking on Haruhime is one thing, but I'm still not really accustomed to the fact that Hachi no Kami, me.
そうですね。今喜んでいても油断になるだけです。
Okay, you want to keep going. I know this beforehand, but Yuri is serious about physical activity. It's good that she's so tough. That only makes me feel a little less guilty. It doesn't go away completely. I don't have a choice, Henry. Just don't push yourself too hard.
無理をしないで訓練はできません。
ごもっとも。
Am I not surprised that piece of wisdom survived? Well, everyone is all about that punch up, so... The beatings continue. After that 13th attempt, with nothing much changing, Yuri's collapsed spread eagled on the ground. Hey, are you okay? I've lost count of times I've asked that.
はい、大丈夫です。頭がクラクラしているだけで、少し休めば再開できます。
I love that enthusiasm. Yuri's voice is cheerful regardless of her physical condition. No, I think we do better call it for today. I can't keep this up much longer myself. It's not just my fists, my arms hurt now too. My concern for Yuri has gradually turned into incredulity as how tough she is. Can I ask, is this really happening? Helping?
はい。少しだけですが、最後の方は目では追えるようになっていました。
訓練の成果が出ていますね。
Of what sort? I marked to myself as I head to the riverbank and scooped some water up with my cupped hands. Then I head over to the collapsed Yuri and splashed the water on her face. Yuri scrambles back onto her feet.
なんですか?
Your face looked all red. Gotta put my feet up. Ugh. I'll charge properly later. You better not time out. So I want to read this a little longer, even though we're kind of almost at 2 hours point.
ああ、なるほど。
Yuri rubs at her face. So cute. I'm sure you don't want me to apologize, but sorry about all those punches, Yuri.
気にしないでください。
Yuri smiles.
むしろ、あなたの目つきや拳から、本当に私を認めてくださっていることを感じて嬉しかったです。
You're starting to sound like a real little masochist.
私はそういうものとは違います。強くなれることが嬉しいのです。
Sure, whatever keeps you happy. Yuri gives a serious reply. I shake my head. I'm worn out too. My entire body is enveloped in a clanking exhaustion.
あなたの方が大丈夫ですか?
No. Well, it's more mental than physical. My body's pretty good at repairing itself. That stress makes my stomach clench. My body's made of metal, so these human reactions are a bit of a pain in my shiny metal ass. Hey, for the Rama reference. And I'm soft, but I'm just not suited to battle.
ああ、すみません。私だけが浮かれてしまって。
Yuri looks at my face and settles down a little. That reaction suggests I'm probably looking pretty pale.
とりあえず休憩しましょう。休憩。
Yuri looks around and then takes my arm. I remember this happening before and just let it happen again. She leads me to the river and I end up in her lap once more.
ああ、冷たくて気持ちいいですね。
You got a laugh feels good, too. It sure does. Looking up at the mountains, too. Yeah. Like, I think Jared's face as well. It's just a little bit bruised. The cold water on my legs feel great. And it feels great. And the warmth on my head the warmth on my head does too. If I have to pick just one, I'll go with her tongues. I'm looking up at some mountains and at Kyo's face. I could happily enjoy the softness of Yuri and the view of the two mountains rising above my head. But today, the redness of her face bothers me too much. Now, I mean, it does look very kissable and cute. It isn't too bad, but your face is pretty red.
このくらいの内身は普通のことです。
Yuri gives a smile as she replies. She isn't placating my feelings. Bruises and cuts are just part of daily life in Kanta. I think I could fix the damage with the Kotodama. Would you like me to try?
あなたは必要な時以外、あまり言霊は使いたくないのでしょう。本当に大丈夫ですよ。ありがとうございます。
Okay. I don't want to keep apologizing to her, so I just keep my reply short. Instead, I put my hand into the river and placed it on Yuri's cheek.
染みますが、冷たくて気持ちいいですね。
Yuri shrinks back a little as though it tickles. I don't see anything, just scoop up more water and place it on her cheek again. She gives herself over to me without saying anything. I only hear the sound of the water. It feels good.
何か話してください。
You're gorgeous. Yuri frowns a little as she speaks. Say what?
いえ、この状態で二人とも黙っていると、非常に落ち着かないので。
So why don't you start the conversation?
あなたは嫌な人ですね。私がそういうことが苦手なのを知ってるくせに。
Yuri makes a very easy to read angry face. Wow, seeing your powder face so close is incredibly cute. Okay then. How about we continue our chat from earlier?
さっきの話とはどれのことです？
She can't be aware of it, but Yuri tells her hand, pushing her cheek against my hand. The one about the dangers of encountering another group of people without first learning new ways to fight. School lessons and an economy.
まだ何かあるのですか？
Important things, yes. I remove my hand from Yuri's cheek and give a sigh. When we discussed it earlier, we were assuming encountering a civilization more advanced than ours. But the opposite case is also possible. We might have regressed further than Kanta, with few people and almost no power.
それは、そうですね。
Yuri doesn't seem to have considered such a possibility. They've spent their entire lives taking everything outside Kanto as a threat. It can't be easy to come back from that.
八犬様のいない関東のようなものですかね。
That's a good way of putting it. If you encountered people like that, what would you do, Yuri?
それはどうするか。どうしましょう。
Yuri is perplexed by my line of questioning. She can't think of any solutions that don't involve fighting. Would you want to try and get along with them?
そうですね。はい。仲良くした方がいいですよね。
Given a direction to take, Yuri starts to become more confident.
その人たちに八犬様がいないなら、関東に来てもらって守ってあげた方がいいんですかね。
That's one way of thinking about it. I decided to play devil's advocate for a moment, taking things in a word's direction. But taking out the baggage of a bunch of people without powers, Samikata might be opposed to such an idea.
それは、
We can't say that isn't going to happen. I make a declaration. The professor who lives under the palace told me that those without powers can be killed at any time. You know this, don't you, Yuri? Yuri's throat tightens up. Our lives in Kanta are equal. And equal in the bad way. You can be replaced or cast aside without a second thought. Yeah. This is also the root of Yuri's thinking that weak bloodlines should not be left for the future. If a massive group of those without powers should arrive in Kanto, that could be a serious problem.
なります。
Yuri closes her eyes tightly as she admits it. If a powerful enemy attacks, you fight back. Anyone looking for a fight, resist them. Don't drive them off. That's the optimistic, forward-thinking answer. As clear as the sky spreading behind Yuri. The real test comes when you have to deal with those weaker than yourself. What would you choose? What should I? Yuri. I place my hand on her cheek again. The reason for the studies, the economy, learning to be an individual. All these things are to ensure that, when such a time comes, people will make the best decision they can.
正しいことをできる限りですか。
To the best of their ability. There is no correct answer here. But we still have to make a choice. Haruhime will try to protect the weak as ruler, but she won't be able to save them all. The current residents of Kanto are only capable of welcoming strong, powered. It doesn't matter what Haruhime wants personally, which is why she has to be defeated. Each of the swords must be broken. Yuri opens her eyes.
私も 私もそんなことは望みません。できる限りであるなら、能力者ではない人たちもカントで正しく一緒に暮らせるように私も努力します。約束します。
This isn't an easy discussion, but her eyes are clear and bright. Ha ha. I promise, that sounds like Sakadadama. There is no reason to feel it, but just hearing her words makes me think this is all going to work out. You're strong, Yuri. I smile, faced with her unbending heart.
いいえ、私は強くありません。強くありませんが、それでも春姫様を打倒してみせます。誰でもなく、私の夢のために。あなたに教わった大事なことを無駄にはしません。
Yuri nods. Then she averts her eyes a little, and finally nods again.
一つだけ、わがままを言っていいですか？
Sure, there is nothing selfish about this. It's your fight.
それでしたら。
Yuri draws in a small breath, and then lets it out.
春姫様との戦いですが、最初の一撃で終わらなかった時、その先のことは私に任せてもらいたいんです。すべてをあなたやユウさんの言う通りにするのでは、私が戦うことにはならないと思うんです。
Okay. A sound slips out, but it isn't an okay of agreement. It's a sound of recognition, and that I have nothing left to teach her. I'm about 30% happy and 70% sad. Sure. You have it.
はい。
To Yuri's reply, I stand up. I got to set up the last of this. You make sure to rest up.
仕込み？
Delivering the challenge to Haruhime. I casually wave my hands. Yuri's expression hardens. Shall we say 1 week? Let's get the fight with Haruhime over with before the copy opens. I hear Yuri swallow hard. Then she gives me a determined nod. And with nothing else left to confirm, I leave the river.
改めて、あの子たちと手を取り合い、この世界に希望や幸せを踏み出すと、約束していただけますか？
Yep, that's her, alright. Yep, join with the girls. I'm not alone in this.
これは、お願い。というより、約束でしょうか？約束は、あなたの未来を信じるからこそ、成立しますものね。
Thank you, Seaman Sucker. I believe. Yuri, of all these girls can surely create a future even brighter than the past I know.
正直、農地での遊びのような腕試しではなく、あなたが皆の前で本気で春とやり合ってくれた方が、私にとっての都合は良かったのですよ。私ではなく、私たちにとって、でしょうか。あなたを関東の王にして差し上げましたのに。
That's not my taste. Eh? Did I just see something? That does like to run up on its own sometimes. No, it's just Natsuhime interfering out of nowhere. It did feel like I needed to reply to someone for a moment there. Well, whatever. And I can now end the episode. Yeah, we've been here for 20 minutes before like 2 hours. Holy crap! Thank you for watching though. See you in another episode real soon, so subscribe. Thanks. Much appreciated.